there's 3 eggs in the nest. Let's get them thrown on the fire. Overall, I'm gonna call this a good win for the weekend. I'm all loaded up. That can only mean one thing. We're headed up to my remote property. I have a couple projects I want to get done this weekend, so let's get on the road and get up there. $13.3. Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day outside. It's approximately 51 degrees, so it's time to get the day started. Let's get some breakfast cooked.
We'll just have to settle the matter by, you understand? Our murder. That's the ticket.
Breakfast was delicious. Now let's get outside, get some work done before it gets too hot this afternoon. earlier when I was mowing, I found something. And let me give you a little backstory real quick. When I came in, I saw a bird take off that was in the high grass, which I don't think anything of it because there's often birds in the high grass and stuff. But as I was mowing, I mowed right over top of this right here. There's 3 eggs in the nest. Luckily, I saw it right before I stepped on it. I hope the mother bird comes back because I would feel terrible if she abandoned the nest now. Unfortunately, I had already mowed over it by the time I saw it, so there was nothing I could do. I might as well just keep mowing. If I would have known there was a nest here, I would have left a big area right here untouched so the mother could come back and sit on her nest and stuff like that. I hope she comes back. Let's get back to work. I have these 4 logs here, and I bought a Alaskan chainsaw mill pushing 10 years ago now, maybe 8 years ago. And I was gonna cut these up into slabs and make something out of them. Well, I never got around to it because my chainsaw kept breaking. So they just sat here year after year, and now they're ruined. They're all punky and dry rotted and just not any good. They're not even any good to use in the wood stove. They don't put off any heat and stuff like that. I'm just going to cut them up and throw them on the campfire I have going right over there. For this size log, my chainsaw is drastically too small and way underpowered. But this log is so rotted, it just cut right through it like it was butter. So there's no value in these logs. Let's get them thrown on the fire. I have all the logs that I cut up stacked over here right beside the fire. The fire's almost burned out. Those will get burnt the next couple times I'm up. And over here, all I have to do is pull out these 2 pallets that are laying down here, and I'll stick them over there with those other pallets. As you just saw, I was closing up the cabin. That can only mean one thing. The weekend has come to an end, and it's time to return back to the homestead. I came out with 2 objectives. One, to cut the grass, and I really hope the mother bird comes back to her nest. I will feel so bad if she doesn't. If I would have known there was a nest there, I would have avoided that area like the plague, but unfortunately, it was too late by the time I saw it, so I hope the mother bird comes back to her nest. The second objective was to get the door put on the power shed. Obviously that didn't happen, but I did get these logs all cut up and moved out of there. I got 1 burnt, and the other 3 are right here stacked up, ready to be burnt. So overall, I'm gonna call this a good win for the weekend. So let's head on back to the homestead.